A new Jupiter-developed PICROSS game is out, and it's not your usual run-of-the-mill release. In fact, if you read the description on the eShop for PICROSS X Picbits vs Uzboross, you can see it is a thrilling, stylish, new kind of Picross. So here's the pitch. What is Picross, but also WarioWare? I never even thought to ask what if Picross had WarioWare-like elements, but hey, here we are. And you know what? This game is incredible. I love Picross. I did literally every single puzzle in Picross S3, and have since started a couple other Picross games. I also love WarioWare. I even made a video for each Gold Cup in WarioWare Get It Together, which is a weekly activity for a year. Now I get it, these games don't really seem like they gel very well. Picross is a nice game to kick back and relax to, listen to some nice music and just hang out. WarioWare is in your face and wacky and really demands your attention, and it's hard to look away, much less take your hands off the controller. But somehow PICROSS X Picbits vs Uzboross, hard name, manages to make a fun little puzzle-solving Picross game that plays with the energy and zaniness of WarioWare. This game feels like it was tailor-made just for me, and I have to talk about it. So let me give a top-level explainer as to what Picross is. Given a grid-like board, and using the numbers on the side, you can piece together which squares need to be filled in. If a row has a 3 in it, for example, you know somewhere in that row there will be 3 continuous filled-in blocks. If there is more than one number, say a 1 and a 2, there's a 1 and a 2 in that row. But this is different from the 3 because the 1 and the 2 cannot touch. You kind of start to read the board like a language once you get into the swing of things, and I have been known to zone out and play Picross for way longer than I ever intend to. Also, I have found these games are really good for falling asleep at night, and I mean that in a good way, as they can be a good brain workout. I don't know if that sounds silly, but I said what I said. Now what makes this game unique from other Picross games is the time and score system tied to the game. This game wants you to book it. It focuses on smaller puzzles and throws them at you back to back to back until you run out of time. I recommend playing this game with a good D-pad, because unless you want to make a lot of mistakes, a joystick really isn't going to give you the control that you need. Another thing that makes this game feel distinct is your little Picbit friends. When you solve puzzles in this game, I think what's happening is you're helping the Picbits run away and then defend themselves and then defeat their natural predator, the Uzboross. I'll be honest, I don't really actually know what's going on, but it's fun to look at and it's colorful and charming. You unlock different clothing options to customize your Picbit leader, which is a little silly, but it's still kind of fun. I made my guy look like a ninja, which made me feel cool. There are plenty of other visual customization options as well, and even some gameplay customizations in the form of skills. These skills can slightly tweak the way you interact with the board, or change how many points you get for doing different things. There is also a thorough achievement tab that if I know myself, I'll be chasing down 100%. Now I know I mentioned WarioWare earlier in the video, and that isn't just from the time and score system. It isn't even from the zany backgrounds or sound effects that remind me of WarioWare a lot. No, PICROSS X has a wonderful array of different little twists and variations to the gameplay to change up the way you know Picross. Whether that is from numbers changing or flipping or being covered or adding little obstacles to the board itself, or even forcing you to solve the board in a certain order, this game mixes things up so wonderfully and made each different type of challenge feel unique. Later levels even start throwing more than one twist at you, really testing your mettle as a Picross champion. There's even an online multiplayer element to the game, but I can't really speak to that a whole lot. I tried to join a match, and unless I'm doing something wrong, no one joined me, so I just played it by myself. And honestly, I was surprised no one joined because it was bonus time. Where was everyone? Now, as fun as this game is, and as much as I love the idea of it, I will say it is pretty hard. I feel like I have a special background for a game like this, with how much I've played both Picross and WarioWare, and this game still tested me earlier than I ever expected it would be able to. I'm not saying you can't try this without having a Picross background, but I would recommend downloading one of the older, cheaper Picross games to the Switch first, just to kind of learn the game and see if it's something you'd be interested in playing. There's also a demo available if that makes more sense to you. This game really feels like an assortment of challenge modes specifically made for people who already know and love previous Picross games. So there we have it. PICROSS X Picbits vs Uzboross was a total surprise for me. It came out of left field both in concept and in knowledge of the release for me, and I'm very happy I crossed paths with it. I needed a good handheld puzzle game for the upcoming holidays, and this game has met that need and then some. If you like puzzle games, or Picross games specifically, and you're interested in what it would be like if Wario himself made a puzzle game, check this game out. It's a blast. Final score, 9 out of 10.